Yeah, it's just been a microcosm of our season, just key times, key moments, we're not getting them. 2 face-off goals, you're up 2-1. We iced the puck there, like should have, connected on that play. There's just key moments, protecting the middle of the ice. Like we just, sometimes the key moment hate to use the word, but we go kind of numb for whatever reason in a key situation. We got to turn that around.
I was going to ask you about the goals against off the face-offs. What do you need to see on those plays in particular?
Well, one, I don't know who it was, not to pick on people, you got to go straight line. If you go straight line, you probably get that play. And the other one, a couple of guys went on their different routes. 2 goals in the guts of the ice, right? Can't happen. If we're in the right spots, they're not goals.
Rick, what do you make of where Thatcher's game is at right now?
Yeah, I thought he made some good saves. I thought he's fine. He was fine.
You talked about wanting to give him a little bit of runway here
Yeah.
and try and get him to play back into it. He said that that's what he needs to start feeling the game again. Do you think that can change things for a goalie or for any player?
Yeah, I think for him, he's got to get in a rhythm. You got to give him some reps, some pressure situations. I mean, he hasn't had it in a long time, so he was fine.
Rick, for about half the second period, you generate a bunch, and then sort of offensively, it went quiet for your group until after they'd taken the lead.
Yeah.
And then you have 3 or 4 really good chances to sort of tie the game, including that one at the buzzer. Is it a matter of urgency? Because that sort of suggests that it might be.
Yeah, I don't know if it's urgency or hockey IQ. Like, we defer. We got a bunch of good things happening, and all of a sudden a guy gets it, and then he just kind of defers to, like, not move his feet, and then I'll just throw it to the point. Whether that's urgency or hockey IQ or it's hard to do, right? So I think sometimes whether we think it's going to be easy because we had like 5 chances in a row, that's the hard thing to flip. That's the one thing the coaching staff gets a little frustrated, because that's when you really want to, when you got the team down, you really want to keep doing the same thing, right? We got to attack the interior, but I just felt we were perimeter. Perfect example, we scored the goal because our D moved their feet, changed direction, we got puck through. So I think it's a lot of that stuff. I don't know if we're freezing for whatever reason, or getting sad. I don't know why we'd be satisfied. So honestly, I don't know that answer. You'd want to keep attacking.
I know the consistency question
Yeah.
sort of keeps coming up, but
Yeah.
it's been since November
Yeah.
that your club managed to stack wins
Yeah.
one after the other consecutively. What do you sort of make of that after another game where you follow up a really strong performance with sort of a middling one?
Well, consistency is a responsibility on an individual player. Like, you come to the rink, you got to consistently do the hard things, do the right things. And then when everybody collectively does that, then the team becomes consistent. And I don't know, sometimes we're just lacking that. Some nights you might just have to do this to be consistent for us. And I think when we score a goal, we're up 2-1, and I think our next 3 shifts, we made some, blind plays. We're actually giving Buffalo a chance to go the other way, I think. So I think some guys have to know their role, You can't always try to score when it's not there. That's something that we've talked about, where we got to flip it. We got to flip that attitude, or it's, we're going to be in trouble this season.
Rick, we saw a lot of new defense pairs, including a lot of time where Hughes and Honig were separated. How do you feel like Phil did handling his own pair?
Yeah, I don't know if, with Mizey going out, he's a big minute guy. I think there was a bunch of different combinations. I don't know.
And Pettersson obviously scores a goal. It feels like his line did a good job at creating shots and chances. How do you feel like they were as a trio?
I don't know. They got the goal. I thought they were okay. Yeah.
What about Friedman tonight? Right?
Yeah, he gave us some minutes. Yeah, he tried.
Rick, it kind of feels like it's been happening a lot this season that when you're defending a lead, or until they took the lead, there was a lot of dump and chase hockey, a lot of just throwing the puck into the zone and trying to win it back on the forecheck, not a lot of possession on zone entries. Do you feel like that plays a role in them
Oh,
pushing
yeah.
back because you're giving up possession too easily?
Yeah, like I said, it's the same thing in the offensive zone. When things are working, to be a rush team, you need all 5 people skating. You can't just have 2 guys skating and the rest just posted up. So, yeah, it's a good question. Being satisfied, maybe we're up 2-1, you stop skating. We've been preaching that to the cows come home. You got to move your feet in this league. You got to attack the interior. You got to come off the wall. You have to have double drives. That's a good rush team that do that. The D's got to get up in the play. You can't lag behind. You need 4 attack as a good rush team, and sometimes we're not getting that for whatever reason.
Rick, the good teams, the great teams always have this belief that they're going to find a way to win.
Yeah.
Last year, after 2 periods with the lead, this team was money. Do you sense a lack of confidence in this group in these tight situations this year? Because clearly, we've seen what's happened in the third period in so many games.
Yeah, there's pockets of it. There's pockets of some good stuff, and like I said, there's pockets where we're just, I don't know if it's I don't want to say defeated, but like we're up 2-1. You should feel confident. You should want that puck. You should know off the face-off, this is where I got to go. Like for whatever reason, I don't know. There's a few guys that I don't know whether a few could be 4, 5, 6. Some nights where they just kind of stand around, and it's almost like it's too big for them sometimes. I don't know why. They just go play. That's the frustrating part. So some guys got to unlock whether it's a nervousness or where to go. I don't know.
Is it as simple as just like maybe stacking 3 or 4 wins and having that reference point in those situations that they can draw from?
Oh yeah, this is obviously this was a win we wanted. Could get some confidence for the team. Now we got to go back to the drawing board again. 2-1 lead. I thought, like you said, we had a bunch of chances in the second, and then we didn't have any. We dried up. So we're going to have to look at it, the reasons why. But in hockey, there's key moments. It's most of the games played 78% kind of neutral. It's that 30% you need big moments where the tide turns. Whether it's a big face-off win or a block or a backdoor play to an like scoring there. Like these are big plays that you got to make, and we're not having enough this year. We know that. We need more big play moments to get ourselves out of this.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's disappointing. I think. Yeah, I think I just got to try and get a piece of one of those in the third. Got a piece of the first one and snuck through, and so it's disappointing. I didn't think we played a bad game, so things to build off. I think look at the tape and look at the tape tomorrow.
There's been so much talk about consistency over the last few weeks. What do you guys need to do to find that consistency game to game?
It's a tricky one. I don't think there's any, finite answer, tangible thing that you can kind of pinpoint. Just comes down to us in the room. And I think that's the best way I can put it. We got to man up a little bit, and certainly myself included. I don't think I've been good enough this year so far. So I got to keep working to find that level that I know I can get to, and I'll be the first guy working on my game day in and day out. So focus on myself and focus on my game, and I think everyone does that, then we'll be okay.
Rick was saying earlier today that he wants to get you kind of on a run here. Where do you feel like your game is at? And does playing a little bit more help?
Yeah, like I said, I don't think I've been good enough this year. Obviously, it's been a challenging year, dating back to the summer. So, obviously it's been a lot of soul searching for me over the last few months, and I don't know how else to put it. I just haven't been good enough so far. So, take it day by day, and I know I'm putting in the work, so, it'll come.
Does getting into that rhythm and playing more often help that?
Maybe. Yeah, it's kind of been my role over the last several years is, kind of just carrying the workload. So, it's been an odd year in that sense. Just, I came back a few games before Christmas break and then missed 2 games. It just feels like a little bit of back and forth, but that's irrelevant to me. I got to show up when my name's called, and I got to do a better job.
What's the biggest challenge? Is it the speed of the game? Is it traffic that you see in the game? What do you perceive to be the biggest challenge?
I don't think there's one thing. I think it's just how it goes sometimes. I think as sometimes you fall out of touch with the game a little bit, just your natural reads and things like that. And obviously you can't manufacture confidence. You have to work for it and keep grabbing it. So, like I said, it's just focusing on the little things and making sure that the work ethic and the attention to detail is there. And, you'd like to think that the results will follow.
Confidence is a team issue right now as well. When you look at last year, how you guys were closing out games, and this year it's been a struggle. I know there's always X's and O's you can break down when goals to win, but how much of it is just mental confidence and believing?
That's hard to speak on it. I can't speak for everyone. I think everyone is handling each situation, differently. It's kind of a subjective thing. But I know it's not something that guys are thinking about in the moment, But that's been the case. We haven't been good enough closing games out. So, obviously we got to hammer those details down. And, in a hurry here. We're over halfway through the year. So, we got to string some games together here for sure.